Hi guys! I've been running a series on my channel where I go back through a diary I kept from 2007 to 2009 when I first came to Rwanda with voluntary services overseas. In the last episode, I talked about the very first day I arrived in Rwanda. I was picked up at the airport by my programme manager and brought to a guest house in Kicukiro called Centre Amani. I recently discovered that the guest house is still there, though the neighbourhood has changed almost unrecognisably. I thought it might be fun to go and have a look. So we're heading over towards the Sonatubes roundabout. The area has changed so much that I needed GPS to locate it. Back then there was a single lane road heading towards Bugesera. That road has now been replaced with a flyover and a dual carriageway. Nope, not this one. Here we are. So if you were a VSO volunteer in the mid-noughties, you would definitely have passed through these gates. I have to admit, I don't really remember this part very well. It was a long time ago and everything was a bit of a blur. I came straight from the airport and only stayed for a few days for training. I met the owners, Eugene and Elise, and they very kindly showed me around and allowed me to take pictures. I couldn't locate my exact room, but I got to look inside a similar one. Oh my goodness. Yes, so I had a bed, and that is the bathroom. Can I? Thank you. Yes. Oh, it smells the same. There's a cleaning smell the same. Oh, you have nice showers now. The same soap, I think I smell. It's really strange that I can't remember exactly where I stayed, but I remember this garden very well. I remember watching a giant kite swoop down and take a fallen avocado. This is where we used to have breakfast. It is so peaceful. This was the breakfast and dining room. So we used to walk out here. This was a tiny, quiet little road and there were trees, and we would walk up here. The owners were so lovely, Eugene and Elise, and they were just telling me that the bar that we used to go to, it does not exist anymore. I think that it used to be where this big white building here is now. I feel like it could have been this, but no, that's too close. It's too close. I think it's a little bit further up. But the road is still a mud road, which is getting quite unusual in Kigali now. Maybe it was where this blue gate is. Let's have a little think about it. So the entrance to Amani is just here. So it might have been this blue gate. Could have been this blue gate, but I think it's where this large building here now is. Anyway, it was somewhere around here, but I think it's long gone. And if you kept going to the end of the road, there was sort of a little kiosk with an archway over the top, and it was yellow, and it was an MTN booth, and it sold snacks and waraji. So yeah, this is the old neighbourhood. This is where I first ever did my training when I arrived in Rwanda. The very first day that I landed in Rwanda, I came to Amani Guesthouse, and it's really strange because some things you recognise and some things you really don't. So when I see the garden, and when I see where we have breakfast, and when I see the little breakfast room, I remember those so clearly, and the smell of the soap is the same in the rooms. The room smells the same, but I can't locate where my actual room was. It must have been along that area that Eugene showed me, but I have no absolute memory. I couldn't perfectly locate it. It's so strange memory, isn't it? Like the parts that are really, really clear, and then you think everything else would also be really clear, but it's all a bit all over the place. When I said that I couldn't remember where the bar was, Eugene very kindly offered to show me. The MTN booth used to be just here. Apparently it was called Hallelujah. I didn't even know it had a name. Right, so this was the bar. I stopped too early. My goodness, I would never have found this if you hadn't shown me. Goodness, I wish so much that I had photographs from them, but I have no photographs. So carrying on down from where the bar used to be, about a year later I had an office down here. Sorry, what was the market called? Zania. Yeah, there was a market called Zania, and it's still here apparently. And my office was just down there, the National Union of the Deaf. So yeah, that was just really incredible to go back there and to see that again. And I'm so grateful to the owners of Amani for, you know, giving me their time and letting me look around. It's really strange though, because the layout of the apartments in my head is kind of different to the reality of it. I've shifted everything around in my mind, because he was saying, you know, it hasn't really changed much since I was there. And the other really interesting thing is when I told him, you know, I was there 20 years ago as a VSO, he had a very strange look on his face. He said, you know, that's really interesting because yesterday one of the staff who used to run the training at VSO just happened to drop by to see them, and they hadn't seen her in a really long time. So a programme officer called Ruth, who I remember really well, she was lovely, the day before I went, she just randomly turned up as well, which, yeah, it's really interesting, you know, because Amani was the place that every VSO volunteer went to do their in-country training. And it was, you know, for most of us, our very first experience of being in the country. And for me, not just my first experience of being in the country, but also my first experience of stepping outside the gates and walking down a street in Rwanda. So yeah, I'm really glad that I went to see it. I'm glad that it's still there. I was asking what their plans are for it, and they say, you know, they haven't got any, but the city is growing up around it so much. It's like my house, the city is swallowing neighbourhoods at the moment. Everything is just becoming these high-rise buildings, and all of the nice little compounds are just being flattened for real estate. So they said, you know, if somebody makes them an offer, then, you know, they might sell it, but yeah, I don't think they've got any immediate plans. So yeah, it's a nice place. It was a trip down memory lane.